Welcome to The Explainer. So, we're going to talk about 2026 because all signs are pointing to it being the year AI finally stops being this far-off promise and actually becomes a real tangible part of our daily lives.
All right, let's just get right into it. I mean, with all the noise and nonstop buzz around AI, you'd be totally right to be a little skeptical. Is 2026 just more hype? Another year of these huge, breathless promises? We've all been on this roller coaster before, haven't we?
But everything we're looking at today suggests something is, well, fundamentally different this time around. This isn't just about cool research papers or some fascinating lab experiment anymore. We are talking about a massive tectonic shift. AI is literally breaking out of the lab and embedding itself into the tools and services you and I use every single day. And this quote, this really nails it. We're seeing this huge transition away from just, playing with cool ideas. The big word for AI in 2026? It's execution. It's all about deploying these incredibly powerful systems at a massive, real-world scale.
Okay, so how is this all actually happening? Well, let's start at the very foundation. We're talking about the raw hardware and the breakthrough models that are really acting as the engine for this whole revolution.
Now, what's so wild here is the sheer scale of this change. Nvidia's got this new Vera Rubin platform, and it's on track to just slash the cost of what's called inference. So think about it like this. Training is like teaching the AI, right? But inference, that's the AI actually using what it learned to do something, like answer your question or generate an image. That's the part that's always running, and it's about to get a whopping 10 times cheaper.
And this table, it just lays it out perfectly. You've got these three pillars of the new AI engine. First, you've got Nvidia, bringing the raw power and that huge cost reduction we just talked about. Then there's Google with their Gemini 3 Flash, which is all about delivering what they're calling frontier intelligence at just insane millisecond speeds. And this is so important, you have DeepSeek. Their model is open source, and it's just radically dropping the cost and the power you need to run really top-tier AI. And just look at this chart. The comparison is, well, it's staggering. DeepSeek's model costs just 5% of what a comparable model from OpenAI costs. This isn't just, healthy competition. This is a game changer. It's total disruption. It basically democratizes access to powerful AI. Suddenly, a small startup working out of a garage has access to the kind of firepower that used to be only for the biggest tech giant. So, with this ridiculously powerful new engine revving up, the whole strategic map for the biggest names in tech is being completely redrawn. I mean, everybody is being forced to adapt, and they have to do it fast. And Apple's long-awaited Siri update, it's the perfect example. This is not some minor little tweak. We're talking a complete overhaul from the ground up. Siri is finally moving away from those rigid, scripted commands into something fluid, something that understands context. And here's the kicker, the huge strategic pivot. They're partnering with Google. They're going to run a custom version of the Gemini model on Apple's own private cloud. It's this wild move to combine world-class AI with Apple's whole brand of privacy. At the same time, Nvidia is making these huge plays that go way beyond just selling chips. They're actually building their own foundational models now. Things like Cosmos for physics simulations or Alpamayo, which is specifically for self-driving cars. And by partnering with industrial giants like Siemens, they're embedding their AI directly into things like manufacturing. They're basically transforming from the chip company into a company that provides the whole AI shebang from top to bottom. And look, this fight isn't just happening up in the cloud and these giant data centers. It is cascading all the way down to the devices we use every day. Intel and AMD, they're rolling out powerful new chips specifically built for AI. And that's sparking this intense battle for who's going to dominate the laptop or desktop you might be watching this on right now. So what happens when you have this engine that's not just incredibly powerful, but also radically cheaper? What do? Well, you unleash it. You pointed at problems and frontiers that, honestly, just a few years ago felt like something straight out of science fiction. And maybe the biggest leap of all is this move from what we call assistive AI to agentic AI. Okay, so think of it this way. We're going beyond an AI that just answers your questions. Now we're talking about an AI that acts for you. It can autonomously handle complex tasks, from the very beginning all the way to the end. So here's how that might work. You give it a big, broad goal, like, hey, plan my business trip to Tokyo. The AI agent then takes that, breaks it down, researches all the options, and this right here is the real game changer. It verifies its own work. It checks for mistakes, it looks for better options, and then it executes. It goes ahead and books the flights, it reserves the hotel, it adds the meetings to your calendar all by itself. It's not just an assistant anymore, it's more like a digital project manager that you can trust to get things done.
And listen, this is not some niche, fringe idea. According to Juniper Research, Agentic AI is the single biggest tech trend for 2026. But take a close look at what else is on that list. Physical AI and robotics. That's right, this whole revolution, it isn't just happening on our screens. It's moving into the physical world, with humanoid robots becoming a huge area of focus.
And while all that's going on, there's another massive shift happening. AI intelligence is moving away from those big, centralized data centers and moving closer to the source, right to where the data is actually being created. It's a concept we call Edge AI.
And this move to the edge is absolutely crucial. Why? Well, for one, it means faster real-time decisions because you don't have that lag time of sending data all the way to the cloud and waiting for a response. It also massively boosts privacy since your sensitive information can stay right there on your local device. And yeah, it lowers costs. This has huge implications for everything, from split-second financial trading to creative software that can respond to you instantly.
Okay, so you've got all these mind-blowing changes happening all at once. What does it all mean for you? For your job, for your business? Let's break down the most important things you need to know. All right, the number one takeaway is this. By 2026, AI isn't a nice-to-have anymore. It's an operational necessity. So if you're an entrepreneur, your software can't just show people information. The market's going to expect it to act on it. Your project management app won't just list tasks. It'll need an agent that can go out and book the venue and schedule the follow-up meetings for you. Now, for professionals, the most valuable skill is going to shift from just using AI to orchestrating it. We're going to see totally new jobs pop up, like AI agent supervisor, where your whole job is managing teams of these autonomous systems to hit complex goals. And for businesses, the winners are going to be the ones who embrace these decentralized agentic systems, where smart agents in your factory or in your delivery trucks can make decisions on the fly. Sticking with the old centralized AI model, that's going to feel as slow and painful as waiting for a picture to load on dial-up. And all of this, it leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. As we charge headfirst out of this era of experimentation and into a new age of pure execution, and as these autonomous agents start to run more and more of our world, we really have to ask ourselves, when it's all said and done, who or what is actually in charge?